So very good morning to the one and all who's present over here and the people who are going through my particular videos link. I welcome you all. So in this particular class, we discuss about the internet. So now, day by day, we are increasing with the usage of the mobile phones or the smartphones. The major requirement everyone is looking for is an internet. So what is an internet? Look into the things. What are the things which has been required? What are the applications? How the basically the internet has been provided to the customer end users by the service providers. We look into all the things with respect to this. First and foremost thing, definition. What is a internet? So each and every person can give the definitions of an internet in their own manner. So we are providing, so I'm giving a definition over here is internet is the one which has been connected across the globe. So that means if we are connecting globally across the different kind of networks in which more than a millions, I can say more than a millions of systems or computers or the laptops or the supercomputers have been interly connected. That's when we basically call as internetwork internetwork which has been connected across a different countries. For an example, I'm giving in some number which is in 190 countries, more than 190 countries which we are using across the countries where the systems are interly which has been connected. Use of standard network protocols. We say standard internet protocols which we are using to connect between the systems. Why we require an internet is nothing but to exchange of data, to exchange of information. It might be public data, it might be private data, or it might be business oriented, or it might be the government networks. So we cannot say that this is only for particular set of things. It can be any kind of information or data which can be required to share the things. We can share. For an example, if I want to watch a movie, I can use an internet because everything is becoming a smart nowadays. So the definition of internet is generally defined as global network connecting the millions of computers. More than 190 countries are linked into exchange of data, news, and their opinions. So this is what we require an internet. So what are the applications of an internet? So what are the figure which are taken on from the educba.com? So what are the applications where I mentioned? Oh, this is not only the applications we have. N number of applications where the internet has been used. I'm just giving some of the glimpse which we are using nowadays. So first and foremost thing, which is a smartphone, the smart home. So smart home is the one which we are, each and every people wants the home to be a smart home. Why? Because if I sit over here, if I want to switch on a fan, if I want to switch on a light, so if I sit over here, if I say switch on a light, the light is supposed to be switched on. If I want a fan to be switched on, okay. So this is, so suppose if I'm at a working place, if I want in my home to switch off a certain things, if I send an SMS or an internet services if I have, so in those cases, I can do all those things. That's why we say it is a smart home. Okay. Same way, what is an electronic device? So the electronic device is the one which we are using, a laptop or your mobile phones or your devices, or what are the things which is there, electronic devices. All each and electronic devices, we require an internet right today. So to share information, to actively participate in respect to the certain informations, we require an electronic device. Automated digital technology. The major example I can say is that I have a photo. If I click a photo, if I have a camera, if I click a camera, automatically, in the meantime, I can send that particular image to other person who is there somewhere else in the world. I don't know in which particular country is that. I need to send my image to that particular fellow. I can easily send that particular thing. So that is what we call automated digital technology. Each time is take a snap, immediately I can send that particular image to the other fellow who is in another country or the other place. We don't know very exactly. So using an internet, I can send. Industrial internet. Without an internet, none of the industries are working. So we require an industry, we require an internet in the industries to perform certain activities in their industries. It might be product development, it might be anything. I cannot say specifically for this particular purpose because industries are there, they are working on their own kind of developments. Okay, smart city. As we know that India wants to become a smart city. All the cities are supposed to be a smart city. Why? The person who sits anywhere in the particular place of that particular city you need to access to the digital thing. That is, you need to have an access to a internet. So to provide that, if any particular city is providing an internet service anywhere in the particular place of a city, that is, we say it is a smart city. Smartphone. The next one is a smartphone. The smartphone is the one which we say that everybody in today's world is having a mobile phone, which is a smartphone. Why? They want an internet connection. They want to perform a certain, send an information, look at the information, share an information, all those things. So for that, we require a smartphones. Smart grids. If I say a smart grids is nothing, let me take an example with respect to smart grids. Suppose today, what is the weather of a today? What is the weather of a tomorrow? What is the weather of a yesterday? If you want to know things, the weather department required an internet facility and some of the things which has been required over there. So for them, it required, and again, an internet. Major application. For an example, if I say the mobile electronic mail, if I want to service that helps to send a mail, receive a mail, attach a files. So these are some of the major applications we use an application of it. Some of the applications which I need to present in front of you people. Okay, how basically the internet has been evolved. So evolution of an internet. So as per the figure, we can say the internet, e-commerce, communication, collaborating things. So everywhere we basically can say in the business, in the home office, in the customer center, it might be industries, everywhere we're using the, what is we call the paper kind of a works. So to remove this paper kind of a work, we want to use an electronic things. That is where the internet comes into pictures. That is where the computer comes into pictures. So if you want to share the information, if you want to communicate the things, if you want a e-commerce, collaborating of training, there are the different kinds of systems, customers, the business, home office, the employees. For all those things, if you want to communicate, the major one, which is a internet. If you have an internet, in the place of a thing, I can sit over here, I can do a training for the other members who are connecting to my IP address, like a phone. So if you have an internet, we can have a video calls, e-commerce, like we purchase the things in the things. So these are the things which is there with respect to the evolution of an internet. What is an ISP and what is the services of it with respect to the ISP? So in addition to the thing, if you want to have it connected, the major one is internet service providers. They are the one who provides an internet either to a home, either to a industries, either to the companies, either to training institutes. This is the way. Look at this particular thing. Dial-up. Earlier days, we are using a telephone point of services where dial-up mode, we have an internet. Using that particular internet, we use dial-up network things to connect an internet which is having only a less size, which is a 56 kbits per second. So internet speed was less when we are using a dial-up. Okay, dial-up things. So using a dial-up networks through internet telephone connections, basically a telephone companies like BSNL or Airtel, which are might be the things. They earlier days they will be having a telephone line. The telephone line itself, we can able to connect an internet using a dial-up system. So that is what we have, a dial-up modem which is required to connect, which is the speed of the earlier days, which when we first internet, which is coming to, which is a 56 kilobits per second. Later, they introduced something called as digital DSL model. Okay, this is digital signal landline, which is a modem which is used to convert an analog to digital and digital to analog, which increases the speed of the internet connectivity to 180 kbits per second. Again, this is through the help of the telephone industry, where what are the telephone line which we provide for that telephone line itself, we can connect for phone purpose as well as for internet purpose. That is what we call as DSL. Because both the telephone line which is come across, which is able to give maximum speed of 128 kilobits per second, which is the speed which has been not that much high. So for that reason, they introduced one more thing, which is a cable modem. The cable industries, the way we have in TV connection through a cable, the same way we have a coaxial cables through that particular coaxial cables. we can able to connect the internet, the speed of that particular thing, which is a bit of higher. Here it's showing 128 kbits per second, but it can give more than that particular speed of the 128 kilobits per second, which is through internet service provider, which is a cable service providers. Okay, through they can provide it to any particular places. It's not particular to a home, not particular to the colleges. It can provide to the any person particular things. The same way, we can have wireless service providers. We don't require a cable connectivity. We don't require a modem and all those things over there, but we just require a wireless modem at which particular place you want the wireless connectivity. So you can connect it through an internet service providers. Okay, so these are the ways the internet service providers give the things. So these are the things which has been required when ISP want to offer a service. They require equipment, co-location, web hosting, FTP hosting, application and medium hosting, voice over IP, and technical supports. These are the ways they provide a services. Internet services to end user, as I told you, dial-up access, DSL, cable modem, satellite, and through Ethernet. Ethernet is nothing but there should be each and every system supposed to be have an Ethernet with RJ45 connectivity. This is how the internet service providers connectivities looks like. Okay, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. This is servers, access points, Broadway gateway routers, the internet connectivity. This is how the internet connectivity, the main server, the person who is sitting over here, connect to the server. Suppose if this is a device, if you want to connect, get a information, it's like a connectivity which goes over here. This is how the ISP connectivity works. And these are some of the references which I take up over here to deliver you people a lecture. So the thing is that, as I told you, with respect to the internet, there might be some of the advantages and some of the disadvantages with respect to them. The major disadvantage with respect to the internet is that the viruses, the security problems, the spamming, accuracy of information, wastage of time, the problems of English language. This is some of the major disadvantages which is there with respect to the internet. And some of the when we have a disadvantage, we have an advantage over here: sharing of information, correction of an information, news, searching for a job, advertisement, communication between and each other, entertainment purpose, online education, services, and software downloads. So these are some of the advantages which are disadvantages which is there with respect to the internet. Okay, if you have any doubts or anything which has been required, you can post it on my reviews in the YouTube channel so that I can reply you back. Okay, thank you.